Hey everyone, welcome to ZSR. Today we have a Link to the Past NMG League match. This is Relkin versus Flipheal in the Gold Sword division. On commentary, we have Matt and Clear Mouse, and they will take it from here.
Thank you so much, Baseball. Good morning. Good evening, Matt. How's it going?
Hello, good. How are you doing? I see we're doing
Doing
swords
well.
this season. Is
We
that
are,
I
yes.
see we've
Yeah.
moved away from the pendant dungeons.
Well, I mean,
Nice.
I heard Light World really wasn't the place you want to be anyway. So, and what are we really going after these days, right? What are you in a rush to get? You're in a rush to get at least tempered. Gold sword, I've seen some people get, but really, the ultimate goal here is to get the best weaponry possible, right?
True.
And maybe some build ammos.
Here's the true irony is that none of the gold sword runners will ever get the gold sword in this season.
That's true. It's true. Maybe you should have actually inverted it. So it'd be like swordless, fighter sword, master sword, gold sword,
like
tempered sword.
level of difficulty. There you go. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting this year. So this season is the 9th installment of NMG League. Some variations in between. It wasn't necessarily quite NMG for some of the seasons. It was, I think, no preset for one season. I think there was maybe 80 RMG, just RMG. That was another season. But other than that, pretty pure, fundamental, no major glitches type of seasons. And this season, I believe Fox, the main admin of this tournament, said that the largest turnout yet. That's how we got to swords this time for brackets or swordless. Now we have 5 brackets this season, which is as high as turnout. I think as season 2 was one of the first seasons that he ended up organizing. So really good turnout. Very happy to see all these people participating. Competition, of course, as tough as ever.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was not expecting there to be so many divisions. I did not know that.
Yeah, same. I was very surprised and pleasantly surprised to mention that we have so many participants this season. And I know there were a lot of different ideas being thrown around for the bracket names, and eventually we settled. We tried to think of what things happened in 5s, and I think one of the ones I think maybe that was viable was actually the gauntlet rooms, right? You can be like G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. That could have been something. They rejected my initial idea of Lambos 1 cycle, Lambos 2 cycle, Lambos 3 cycle, Lambos 4 cycle, Lambos 5 cycle. Maybe for the better, but still would have been fun.
Mm-hmm. Did they get randomly generated file names now? Is that what we're doing? Has it been that long since I played one of these?
Maybe it was around last season. I don't remember. I know it was definitely a thing.
Okay, it is a thing. I was going to say these are like the least creative file names I've ever seen. But if they're
yeah,
at
some point. Yeah. It's supposed to be random. Is it to prevent cheating or any type of misbehavior, just in case any shenanigans kind of come about. Otherwise, I think in previous seasons, like earlier on, players were gonna give each other file names in the race room, and so long as the first file name is one single letter, then you're not gonna lose any time. Because I guess it takes longer time, I guess, to render the extra text. Otherwise, just like the first character, you can't leave it blank. So here we are. Or if you're one of those like conspiracy theorists, you could maybe try and decode one of these things. Yeah, but we are off.
Nice.
Time to rescue the princess, as we do in speedrunning Zelda. I think every single probably Zelda game that has been in existence starts out with some version of Link trying to rescue Zelda or remove her from dangerous situations, and this one is certainly no different. In fact, we have to already go against our elder wishes of our uncle telling us to stay put, for those of you who don't read Japanese, and don't leave your house. And in fact, actually, you can, if you're a good elf, your game will just continuously be in brain state until you decide to break the rules. Mm-hmm. I tried it before, and it was the electricity bill at my parents' place when I was a kid was maybe not as low as it could have been.
Yeah, nine seasons of Escape. Have we run out of things to talk about in Escape yet? Maybe.
No, of course not. No. Of course, Escape is one of the most fundamental and arguably probably one of the most run sequences, just because it's the very beginning. I know that some people tend to be more reset happy if something doesn't necessarily go right, especially, let's just say you get hit in the beginning by some green guard on accident, or probably on accident, and then it just ruins your entire day. And then you don't want to spend the rest of the next, let's say, like hour and a half, or maybe not for these guys, it would be like hour 20 something, to basically just live with that mental, let's say, cancer that's just gonna eventually just grow and eventually consume you, and then you're just like, you know what, I'm just start over.
Pretty nice so far, recovery by Flip there. Slight mistake, but got good RNG to recover from. Both guys got good RNG in the first guard hellway.
Yeah, and I think that's also yeah.
I'm just looking. So Flip has a 1:24.21. Okay, that's really close to Relkin, right? Is Relkin PB'd again? No, he has a 1:24. Okay, so 7 seconds. Oh my, that's got to be one of the closest races we have in this.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, actually, I didn't realize the Flipheal had actually PB'd sometime late last year. I think Relkin, PB is probably, I mean, still fairly recent, within a year. And how close these guys are, I mean, mid to low 120, 124 is extremely, extremely competitive time. I looked on the leaderboards earlier. Flipheal is ranked number 14 versus Relkin 17. I mean, these seconds, literally seconds apart, right? A single digit, you can count it on, well, a little more than one hand. I guess unless you have extra fingers that we don't know about, which is fine. No judgment here. But it's incredibly close, which means these guys are also very well practiced, both in this game and rando, so they're certainly not too rusty when it comes to execution. And certainly promised to be a very competitive and close race.
Yeah, both taken a hit from the ball and chain guard, but that's still okay. Still reasonably good escapes so far.
Yeah, I also don't know what tendencies Relkin or Flipheal have to watch the races, or like they're either restream or their opponent's streams. Audio probably off if they do watch, although some people do keep it on. And I don't know, it can affect, I guess, your performance. You kind of want to see where you are in the state of the race. If you're maybe a little bit ahead, you can maybe try and play things a bit safer to kind of try and maintain your lead. If you're a little bit behind, you try and play a little bit more aggressively. Maybe it just causes extra stress to watch another stream while you play this game at a very high and competitive level.
Yeah, like some people will like check in at set points, and then I don't know. Some people just don't want to know, right? If you don't know, you can always assume you're behind, and that you have to play well. So sometimes that mentality is a lot better for people.
Yeah, and I know that sometimes like knowing the state of the race, like to your point, can affect you in different ways than you might expect. So, and people certainly react differently to things. Like some people use, oh my gosh, I'm 30 seconds behind, right? That maybe causes them to play better. Some people, on the flip side, no Flipheal, pun intended, that causes more anxiety, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I have so much pressure, I'm behind so much. Sometimes, on the other hand, you can also have, if you're maybe ahead by 15, 20 seconds, you're like, okay, I've got a little bit of a buffer, I can maybe spare 20 frames here, maybe I can spare a second here, and then turns out if you maybe spare too much, right, that can also cause you to play less well. I mean, so you kind of just maybe get some more racing experience, know what you're comfortable with, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah, it's one of the nice things about this event, right, is that before this, there was really no one-on-one NMG racing. And I feel like as a community, we've gotten a lot better at it just from NMG League.
Oh yeah, and that's actually a very, very good point as well. Organizing races is, in general, one of the more underappreciated / underrated type of feats. Very thankful for Fox, basically throughout the years of putting on all these different seasons. I mean, if you hold it, they will come. It's certainly very evident here in this season. I know that there's also weekly races, as you mentioned those before, but those are more like bigger races, group races, and NMG is definitely one-on-one. It's great.
Yeah, it looks like they got pretty much a dead heat. It look like they're going to be about like 53 or 54 escapes for both.
Looks good. Ooh, Relkin though, pulling ahead with those rat frames, being able to hit the rat. So you're going to see it's nice side-by-side comparison between the text box speeds.
Yeah, Flip built a little bit of lead in the beginning of escape. He has like a slightly better ball and chain, but he got horrible snake and rat RNG in the back half, and that allowed Relkin to catch up a little bit. Not that escape matters too much, but just the current stats. They were both getting sank heart. No surprises there.
So we'll half expecting them to save and quit. Do not save and quit. You are not allowed to save and quit this category. Do not do that. It is not randomizer. We have a very set path. We have a like 95% set path. All through Light World, it will most certainly be the same. I don't think I've seen anybody in the Gold Sword bracket really diverge. It's really only just kind of like the mid to end late game when they end up getting their errands, Ether, Medallion, Ice Rod. There's a little bit more autonomy for the runners to kind of pick and choose what they're comfortable with, what they would like to do. But here in Light World, it's just going to be very, very set. Everyone's going to walk and shuffle themselves over to Eastern Palace, try to get the boots as fast as possible. And of course, the bow. Most important weapon of Light World.
Indeed. Ooh. So yeah, Flip getting slightly better Octo Rock RNG through here. Oh, Relk taking that hit. That was kind of mean. I don't know if I've ever seen that hit get taken before.
Yeah, and sometimes taking a hit where he almost didn't make it. Maybe it looked closer than it actually was. But being able to like take damage boost can still sometimes be good. I mean, that's part of the reason one you can pick up Sankar, so you can damage boost. We're gonna see the damage boosting really take a spotlight in getting the Eastern Palace big key chest to save time. But sometimes you can get damage boosted in a good direction, like if you're trying to move further left or right. So be damage boosted in that direction, it's gonna be good. But yeah, in this case, it didn't even really benefit him. It just kind of took damage without any benefit. So
yeah, that heart Relkin got there is pretty free. It's only like a couple frames that you lose, so really no real harm done. Very nice. Both getting the same magic drop.
Yeah, and we still can't pick it up. It was also, I would like to point out, so just in terms of a little bit of history, but for these runners, this is the 9th season of NMG League. Relkin specifically has a pristine 100% attendance rate for every single season, including season 1, which thanks to Fox for basically putting together all of the information on the website. You can actually click through Racer's profile and see all the participation, what the results are, and Relkin has been here for every single season. Flipheal, probably about 2/3. Still impeccable in terms of attendance. And these guys were also at racing. I mean, you think, racing, you can actually see, or at least we can see, like Flipheal, having Cam racing in the comfort of his own home. These guys went to Herner, Virginia last year in the fall and raced NMG live in person, right? You bring your console, you bring a controller, you, I guess, are sitting at a monitor that you may be not as familiar with, and Relkin got 2nd place in the NMG and NG SGL. So very, very impressive. Flipheal made top 16, which is, there was quite a big field there, so even to make top 16 is very impressive.
Yeah, for sure. So we saw both guys getting their Eastern Palace big key without any issue. That can be a little scary, because if you mess that up, that can go really wrong.
Yeah, taking only 1 of hearts damage. I think that's expected, right? 1.5 as opposed to like 2.5. And yeah, I know that we talk about taking Sankar for a multitude of reasons. One of the biggest one, of course, is when you first fight the first Dark World boss, which is Helmasaur. You really would like that extra 7th heart, just in case you can take a 3rd hit. But then there are other places where we saw Relkin took an extra heart of damage in the Octorok field. Certainly not intentional, but sometimes RNG happens. We can, if you end up messing up the Eastern Palace big key chest damage boost, wow, even though it only takes a heart and a half, if you only takes you hearts, it's maybe not as comfortable.
Yeah, both guys having a bigger party in that ZZR. Yeah. Relkin slightly more, but it's okay. We're still on track.
Yeah, Flipheal also got the arrow drops too, right before. But on the other hand, Relkin got the money. Both are very beneficial, not required, but still very nice.
Yeah, getting to slightly different strats for the Armos fight, but both executing very cleanly.
Yeah, I also like the fact that they catch the pendants as slow. This is also one thing that you think that wouldn't matter, but it does. Catching the pendants slow, I guess, saves slightly more frames. By slight, yes. I mean few. Yes, you could save some time. Even though, but I think for crystals, you're actually supposed to kind of catch it closer to the middle of the screen. Yeah, it's the things you learn about this game. All these little subtle, but yet pretty free things that you can just do in order to save a little bit of time.
Yeah, so what we got here? Relkin with a 1054 Eastern with Sankar. That's not bad at all. Flip, what do you have? So 1057. He probably wouldn't love that in a PB attempt, but for a race, that's fine. Only a 3-second difference.
Yeah, we ended up getting our boots, of course, one of the best items. And yeah, I think it was Wayne who said this, but sentiment in general is pretty same. Like, you watch these guys do 124, low to mid 124 caliber execution, of course, that's PB. Within a race, though, it's not like you're gonna do a PB or be on PB pace every single run. It's harder to kind of get that consistency. So if you're within, let's say, like 1 to 2 minutes of your PB for a race, that's considered to be very good. Lots of things happen that you may not necessarily want to keep in a PB run, or maybe in this case, if your stakes aren't as high. Yeah, Relkin having a little bit of issues getting the spin speed out of Saha.
Yeah, missing that spin speed is surprisingly costly.
You can maybe understand that Relkin just furthering the point why we will later on see him get the hook shot as early as possible, so we don't have to spin speed anymore. I actually don't know what Flipheal does for his NMG runs.
Dude, did he just buffer to the book for the spin speed? Flip?
I guess so.
I've never seen that before. That's interesting.
Yeah, usually you can see actually Relkin still on the bow. Most people, at least I've watched, use the bow in South Shore, like going towards desert. And when you end up inevitably making your left turn to kind of try and buffer to see where you can turn, I guess Flipheal decided to use this buffer a little bit earlier. Yeah, kind of like see Relkin now, so I just switched it over to the book.
Yeah, Flip having, like, they both missed the spin speed. Flip with the bonk. Both guys having a little bit of trouble in the desert overworld, but it's keeping it close, which is it's good for the viewers.
Exactly. Yeah, you got a nice view of the rock there. The one that we will eventually take when we eventually visit Misery Mire with the mitts and the flute. That is probably not until, I don't know, 40 minutes or whatnot later. Just a sneak preview of what's to come.
All right, so we made Desert Palace.
We have made it to desert.
All right, what we got? So yeah, both guys. Flip's got. We got to make sure he gets a little bit more money, but other than that, he's got a pretty good arrow count.
Yeah, Flip I think got both drops in Eastern, and Relkin only got one. So, I mean, again, not too big of a difference. There's always going to be arrow pots if you really need them right before Lamos, which of course we are going to use the bow for, our prize, arguably our best weapon coming out of Light Worlds. There is, yes, technically the Ice Rod, but we're not getting that in this particular run. It's not worth the time investment, and being able to do a very fast and efficient Lamos kill with the bow takes quite a good amount of skill.
Yeah, Flip getting the good RNG in that cannonball room, Relkin getting the bad one and making a slight mistake on timing his dash there, but it's not going to cost him too much.
Yeah, still within one screen, basically, of one another, 1 to 2, kind of depending on. And there are many points in the run where it can be quite tempering between runners. There's like RNG fixed points for certainly cycles of Lamos. We've seen can certainly make or break the differences for close races. Now that being said, though, of course, that doesn't mean that you can necessarily rely on, let's say, either good RNG or maybe your opponent messing up. So you really still want to try and maintain your level of consistent good execution throughout.
Yeah. Let's see how many if we get a desert spin speed at a Flip. No, that's a decent amount of people off not to do this spin speed, myself included in races, just because it is a little scary. The risk reward is quite high.
Yeah, well, Relkin certainly was successful, so kudos to him. Using, again, another menu buffer to make sure we don't run off the ledge. Yeah, you talk about risk reward. If you fail, either you go too far, in which case you jump off the ledge. I don't know how many.
It's like
1 minute. Okay.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Nice money drop, by the way, for Flipheal. Just red rupee from Popo Genocide, just smacking in his route.
All right, now we made it to the best part of the game.
Yes, I agree. 200 3 Lamboses coming up. We did see Flip practice this a little bit earlier in the prac hack. It was a 2-2-2, so good luck. Alright. Yeah, okay. We are okay. Everything's fine. Oh, Flipheal just missed it. Oh.
I feel like Flipheal's handled this fight quite well, given the RNG that he got. There we go. I think those were both early 4 cycles.
Yeah, pretty dang close. And yeah, sometimes the Lambos patterns they're certainly uncontrollable after the first cycle. And the first cycle is really technically controllable in that I think it's one of, I don't know, 24 patterns you can get or something like that. But it's going to be a lot of reacting. And yeah, basically using the bow. The bow is arguably, of course, it does most damage out of any weapon, but it also doesn't give you any recoil if you see like some of the sword slashes. So it's definitely the fastest and best weapon to use, but again, it takes skill and practice.
Yeah, now we've entered into the tower power split. This is where, especially in a race, like the run really starts. This is a very dangerous split that is quite early in the game. Like in these races, I always personally felt like once you get past Hera, like you can relax a little bit and just kind of play your game. But especially this screen here, Flip's about to go on, you just got to make sure you do not get hit by this Zora. Oh, it's good RNG on his side. I guess the RNG doesn't really matter if you hit the portal, but it's always nice when the guy's far away.
Yeah, also it didn't see... So when we started Relkin, ended up swapping over to the boomerang. So you do get a free menu after Lamos before the pendant kill, because it doesn't actually take up more time. Unlike all the other times you end up pausing the game, where of course every single menu costs like at least 1 second to kind of open up the menu and back. So Relkin got a free boomerang just in case Pickles or something got his way. Flipheal actually used the arrow in order to at least try to clear out a buzz blob in his way. I don't think I've actually seen that from people.
Yeah, the arrow is actually the fastest strat. Because you can like shoot it from further away and extend your dash. But it does cost an arrow, and at this point in the game, arrows are kind of a precious commodity.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's probably why.
Okay, that spin was a little uncalled for on Flip side, but we're good. That rock's not gonna hit him, right? Because he just got into the cutscene.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, and this
nice reaction there to stop his dash.
All right, we're gonna flip over.
Use another menu for his spin speed. I'm sorry, this is blowing my mind.
We're also maybe not having the best spin speed luck recently. Yeah, that was actually pretty expensive for Death Mountain, both in terms of health and also just time. Every single time you miss a spin speed, right? It's 3 seconds maybe, and then
I remember Flip hating spin speeds. I think that's a thing.
He has tried every single one.
I think I've heard him say that before.
I don't blame him whatsoever. So maybe we'll also
sucks. Yeah.
Maybe we'll also see a same shopping agenda for both Relkin and Flipheal, in which case then it'll be very nice to have everything lined up. Yeah, but you can kind of see like a little bit of difference. Now Relkin has kind of pulled ahead a little bit in Hera, getting into Hera not only a little bit earlier, but also just on slightly more health.
Yeah, the health on Flip side is a point of concern. So being 3 hearts to the basement here is fine. That's like, okay, you're gonna take 1 heart, then you got 2 hearts in the Moldorm, as long as you don't make any more mistakes. And 2 hearts in Moldorm is like about as good as you can ask for. Oh. Okay, Relkin's safely on the pegs. Flip just missed it. Okay, we're good on both sides. Nice. Get to take a break.
Yeah, Death Mountain, Lamos, they're all pretty intense self-splits portions. So a little bit of just mental recoup between before heading up to the actual tower, and then one of the more reputable run killers, I guess, certainly for Light World. Yeah, as you said kind of before, once you kind of get past Hera, things are a little bit more comfortable. Things are more expected, less randomness that can drastically, in this case, kind of ruin your day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so this beetle room here is pretty technical. Nice reaction on Relkin's side there. So I don't think
Yeah,
Flip can get a heart in here, yeah, because he was on the arrows. That's unfortunate that he... Well, MyG's an okay arrow shape anyway, but you do want to get that arrow from that prize pack, ideally.
Mhm.
All right, let's see what
Yeah.
bomb jump would do. I don't think Relkin early bomb jumps, even in his PB attempts. See what Flip's
looks
gonna do.
like you're right. Mhm.
Oh, we're getting the safety heart. Nice.
Yeah, look like a little bit more concerned basically about getting through Petting Zoo from the beginning. But yeah, both runners, very nice. Bomb jumping over to Hera. And of course, the intended way is for you to get up to where Relkin is now, and then hit the star switch, and then which will open up a pit, so you fall down, and then you come back up, or you just bomb jump over. It's fine.
All right, we want 2 clean Moldon fights. Let's keep this race nice and close.
Mm-hmm. Good start for Relkin.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice fight from Relkin. Flip playing it safe. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh!
It was... Okay, we're okay. No point of concern here. Okay, now we're gonna just get that dash flip. Nice. Oh, that's so unlucky.
Gosh.
Okay, we're good. Jesus. Oh, man.
Yeah. This is also, Flip is demonstrating why health is important, why Sync Heart is really good. Neither runner hit the switch. You can actually see before they went up to the tower to face Moldorm, the orange switches were all up, so you couldn't even get any safety hearts. Not that they probably would have picked up anyway, but like even when you can get frame ruled when you try to get the last hit, and then one hit is one health is probably sometimes not enough. You just gotta have to make sure that you have that extra buffer.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so Flip's going to be able to skip one of the red rupees in Skull Woods, which is nice because he got that 20 rupee in Desert Palace.
Skipping Lost Woods, he said?
Yeah, like on the way back, one of the reds.
Mm-hmm.
That saves like, I don't know, like half a second.
Yeah, I was going to say, so... Yeah, like being able... So surprisingly, and these are one of the things that maybe are more subtle, and then it may appear on the surface. It's like, okay, like, see, Relkin and Flipheal both just in a bit pulling the tree, right? And to get a bunch of 5 rupees, you're like, okay, well, I can get all 4. They're literally right next to each other, right? Surely, like, it's not going to be that much time, but actually, it can actually save a good amount, more than you think it does, in order to get that last rupee. That's, by the time you can get over there, it's spawned or bounced, I guess, much further than you would like to have had.
Yeah, for sure.
We did it. We made it to the pedestal. And as a kid, pulling the Master Sword was certainly a very momentous occasion, and I was very happy. But then I was also a little sad that the Lost Woods music is no longer available to us. It's now just the overworld theme music, which is not bad. Just the Lost Woods is one of the certainly I think a fan favorite in terms of soundtracks.
Yeah, so Relkin had to collect all 4 of those red rupees that he pulled from the tree, whereas Flip will only have to get 3. Not obviously a huge difference, but every little bit counts when you're behind trying to catch up to a good runner.
Yeah, and the lower your PB is, certainly, just kind of the less time buffer or space available there is to further improve your time. I mean, talking about like 124 ranked basically effectively in the top like 15 to 20 runners for both Relkin and Flipheal. It's already pretty well optimized and pretty tight execution, and so even to be able to save at this level like half a second is quite big, right? In at this skill level. I mean, when you're first starting out, or you're maybe less experienced, your first goal maybe is to get, let's say, like sub 100, or maybe like sub 90. That's usually kind of like the par score, or one of the more momentous milestones to try and aim for. And so you have a lot more, I guess, like room to be able to kind of recoup your time. But yeah, the higher you go, the definitely the tighter the margins are.
Yeah, that was a really nice reaction to that RNG in the blue guard screen that Flip's about to go into here that Relkin did. He got like a really weird movement and reacted to it. You want to dash through those guys so you can preserve the prize pack to get a fairy in Turtle Rock later.
Yeah.
The other thing about relkin is very consistent. So when you're racing him, it's really hard to expect him to make mistakes. Like he won the last NMG league that was normal NMG, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah. I think that was him. He won one season. Let's go look at the website.
I talk about his consistency, then he makes the mistake immediately. What do I know?
He's gotta just prove that he's also human, just like the rest of us. Yeah, but I mean, to your point though, relkin's consistency is certainly, among certainly other runners as well. It's a higher level that you end up getting. Just more, one of the things that you end up improving upon a lot is consistency. You see this a lot, of course, with relkin. You see a lot this when he does NMG, when he does really any type of speed run, and also it comes out a lot. Also, he does spoiler, which is also a level of, in this case, a level execution. You're kind of knowing what you're doing, and so certainly very very much does show. Nobody has figured out, though, how to manipulate the Aga Blue balls, though.
Someday. But probably not someday.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is unlike kind of the one we ended up doing vanilla preset as part of NMG League. Yes, it is. You're still running, in this case, when all the item placements are vanilla, you're running on the randomizer. And so people end up racing the same seed. So if it's the same seed, you can get the same RNG basically. So if it's, I believe it was all 0 blue balls, 0 warps. I want to say everything basically was the same in time, right? And here, because they're actually running 2 different games, you can see Flipheal and relkin getting 2 different. They can still get the same. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not guaranteed.
Right, so we're about
already getting
14 seconds apart going into Aga. Both guys having light worlds they probably like to forget, but the race is still close, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, relkin definitely getting more blue balls. I don't know if Flip maybe he's gotten 1. I didn't catch any. There's 1, at least. Also taking a hit. Does taking damage here matter?
Yes, because the refill on the pyramid is slower.
Okay. And that's definitely a hit that we did not want to take. Yeah, we got to see, to some extent, relkin and Flip trying to hit Aga closer to the center of the screen if they can, if they have the room for it. Just because then his teleportation can be slightly faster. I always wondered how people end up getting golds on their Aga tower split when it's like the same number of blue balls, but yeah, that's, it can't happen.
So, I guess this must be Flip got 2, relkin got 3?
Maybe, yeah. He's at 14 seconds apart, right? And Flipheal ended up landing on the pyramids just 1 to 2 seconds earlier.
Okay, well, there we go. Aga ties it up for us. That's always nice.
Yeah, like I said, Light World doesn't matter. Who cares about Light World? It's all about the Dark World. Runs are made in the Dark World.
That is true.
But relkin might be able to dash out of the pyramid, maybe slightly earlier. I guess I don't know how long that refill... It's probably not going to be enough.
No,
but it will be certainly very close.
10 frames for a heart, maybe? I don't know. I don't know anything. All right, 2 second difference.
Hard as Dude,
these menus for the spin speed.
Oh my gosh!
It doesn't seem to be helping. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're just gonna add on the pyramid screen onto the things that they would rather forget about this run, and we're on our way to pod. Yeah, spin speed. It's just not a night for spin speed. This is okay. We can't get the hook shot fast enough. We would like to hook speed out of this place if we can. How many more spin speeds do we have? There's like 2 more.
Yeah,
1
2.
more?
Well, 2 more if you're doing the run. Well, relkin has 2 more. I don't know how many Flip has. Probably 2 if he hates spin speed as much as I remember him saying he hated it. He better do the early hook shot.
Alright, so getting into pod with the requisite 110 rupees, which is why they spent so much time trying to farm up the necessary financial to be able to get into pod. We're going to get in, and I know there's been some improvements in pod routing, specifically utilizing the booth to its, I won't necessarily say maximum potential, but certainly to a very high level potential that we did not expect that before. I don't think either of them will go for the newer route. by only basically hovering to a bunch of stuff like Pod Big Chest. I kind of more expected like the more classic route that we've kind of been tried and true and more consistent.
Yeah, nice RNG there. That blue jelly can get in your way, which can cost you a little bit of time in that room. Yeah, I know both these guys can hover, but I don't think there's can hover, and then the skill to do the pod hover route is a pretty big jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that turtle was not friendly to Flipheal at all.
Yeah, you can,
I was gonna say,
you can get back that heart at not too much of a cost later on, but it is kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are 3. So I think up till 3 hearts of damage is relatively free enough because there's 3 hearts in the back of pod before you end up kind of going over to like the mimics in the basement, and you're already gonna pick up 1 heart because you're going to hammer yump, and you would like to have full health going into Helmus for a variety of reasons. Now, one is sword beams. So you can actually hit the switch so you don't have to spit an arrow. It'll be a little bit faster. And then also, of course, to have full health so you don't necessarily have a extremely anxiety-filled Helma
Is he going to
fight.
go for that heart? Yeah, you can get a heart from the mini Helma there, which is kind of... yeah, nice job, Flip.
Nice,
that was a scary sword buffer that he had to do there because he went up too high and then fixed it correctly.
Just in the nick of time. Yeah, relkin also having some pretty reasonable hammer yum and very few adjustments. So yeah, you can kind of see in this case they're keeping things pretty tight.
Yeah, and these 2 rooms coming up are surprisingly difficult. This statue push that Flip's about to do, if you do it well, you can... Doing this room well saves way more time than you think
that
it would.
Looks so good.
Yeah, nice job on both of their side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super smooth. The statue, push and pull. I mean, like, and this is also one thing that it's a little bit unfortunate because these guys are so good, they're so consistent, so they make everything just look like, oh yeah, I can do that. Try it at home. Just pick up, and that's one of the fun things. You always pick up this game, with the controller, just kind of see how Link moves. It is pretty smooth, but some things that they can do because they practice so many times over and over, they've certainly gotten much more accustomed to it. But you're doing this with less experience. You're just like, this statue sucks. Every single statue they would push and drag really sucks. It's not going to be the only statue. It will be one coming. Oh, we have a lot of turtles.
Okay, we have turtle parties on both sides, so all is even. Really, the 2-second lead Flip had on the pyramid is about what he's got right now. So now we get into the Helmasaur fight. So you can see these guys attempt to do a spin speed. Okay, that looks good on Flip's side. Yeah, it looks like they both got it. So that'll extend their hammer hitbox, which will allow them to hit Helmasaur's mask and face much easier.
Yeah. Also one of those things. Okay, good.
I'm scared.
Oh my
gosh,
dude.
We're spinning.
Flip,
oh, this is not
Oh
good.
my god, Flip!
What is
so
happening?
Scared. I don't know. We're spinning.
Jesus. What?
Oh my gosh.
I mean...
Meanwhile, relkin's just like chilling. It's like, what's wrong with Helma?
Like he voluntarily went out of his spin speed to spin, and then just like immediately got cornered. Like that was an interesting way to play that. I will say that.
Gamer instincts are kicking in the time of need and panic. The important part is we didn't die. And there were kind of some exacerbating factors on Flipheal's side. Helma didn't have to give, I think, that terrible of pattern or offense. But also, Flip went into the fight with 6 hearts total, as opposed to 7. He took 2 hits. Maybe one of them was... I mean, I'm sure both of them were unintentional, but then he was already down to only 1 hit KO. And so being in that situation where you really can't afford another hit makes things much more precarious. Now Flip gets to continue his run after an extremely tense fight. I guess that's one benefit. I guess having such long, let's say, like text box cutscenes is that, yeah, you're mashing text, but you're just mashing text, right? You're not fighting Helbasaur like your life depends on it.
Yeah, the breaks are kind of nice at times. All right, now we're in the Thieves Town. So the Thieves Town is a less dangerous split than the Pod or Hera that you saw in the Light World. So it's like a little bit more relaxing for these guys. Ooh. Yeah, I gotta get that hammer dash. That was a nice reaction there by Flip to kind of play it safe. Because if you get hit there when you're trying to hammer dash, things go horribly wrong.
Yeah, somehow they just all mob you. I mean, yes, there are moblins, but also like they also just do mob you, and it doesn't actually matter if they're not like the fastest enemies, but when they're all together and you really can't get out, it can be a giant pain.
Okay, nice. Relkin on the correct pixel for the quick warp.
Nice.
See if Flip can get it as well. Yep, he's on the good one too.
Oh, is there like a better one that you can get?
Yeah.
Like,
so
are you supposed to try and get?
If you get the left quick warp pixel, then you don't have to move. You can just dig, and then you'll dig up the flute. If you get the rightmost quick warp pixel, you have to move slightly to the left to be able to dig.
Learning. All right, nice spin speed on Relkin's side. Arguably the most important one of the most important ones you end up needing. Flip, yeah, making sure he ends up getting it just because of that. That red guard is actually fast. So you can see him really chasing you down, and you can get through the screen without spin speed, just not quickly. If you try and dash at any point when he's even like remotely close to you, you'll be a sad panda. And a very damaged panda, because he's gonna do like one hit. Every time he touches you is 1 heart of damage, and
there's no avoiding.
as you said, yeah.
And both guys getting a clean dash off their flute activation. Relkin making it through this 3-guard screen very cleanly. Flip as well. Just a couple nudges, but that's fine. As long as you don't take a hit, you're good.
Yeah, we're also kind of treated to the post-Aga Light World. For some reason, every area that you will like never visit. I guess unless it's either you want to go back for nostalgic reasons or something like that, has guards and security beefed up like you wouldn't believe. Like if you ever go back to Eastern, somehow, I mean, and you enjoy lag, well, that's a great vacation spot for you, because that place you basically can't even move at times.
Relkin had a super clean Thieves Town overworld. His entry time was like might have been even a 2:56, which is like very good.
That's a good point. Yeah, nothing really catastrophic happened. I don't even think he got any spawns from the bushes either. Like that, because I mean, in this game, a lot of things can basically slow you down that you really can't. Like they're somewhat out of control. So if you end up spawning too many things like a fairy and a rupee when you're trying to dash through those bushes, that can also slow you down. No bush skulls. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, like Thieves Town, it's a fairly consistent split. This hellway here that Relkin is about to enter is kind of a slight mistake there, but that's fine. The only major piece of RNG, and Relkin getting bad RNG, so he's gonna have to react to this. That was good recovery, very well done.
Yeah.
Flip reacting correctly to the same RNG that Relkin messed up in that room, and hitting the pixel and getting the good RNG very nicely on the flip side.
Yeah. Sometimes there can be favors. Yeah, we kind of like watching Relkin being able to have like a backup clean second dash and be able to read the RNG is something that you do kind of get with experience to some extent, just because at some point you're going to see many more situations, and then be in those many situations enough times where instead of kind of reacting, it'll be more like, oh, okay, I've seen this before, this is what I'm going to do, and it'll be a little bit more muscle memory, but still very nice.
I noticed Flip plays that bombable floor room very aggressively. I've never really watched Flip run before. He's got some like really interesting strats that I don't know if I've seen before, or at least like a few.
I wonder if he like subscribes to some like the Bitey stuff. Bitey is also a runner, very very talented, and he has very creative Bitey strats to do lots of things. But that's also kind of the thing that is really interesting watching some of these speedruns. The gameplay execution of the route is certainly you expect very high caliber, especially for Relkin and Flipheal, but also just some of the stuff that they do is still very much like.
Yeah, exactly.
Relkin getting his mitts, doing the slash for the Baris to basically time it out such that when he does eventually dash up the conveyor, he will not have. He'll bypass the basic timing, so he won't get electrocuted. Flip having, I guess, the benefit of sword beams can just, well, sword beam the Baris from far away. Very good strat, highly utilized, especially in Turtle Rock. If you are fortunate enough to keep sword beams. But yeah, the best bar is one that is not in your way.
So Flip get a bomb in that room too, and that bomb is really nice to have. Alright, we're into the blind fight. You will hopefully see both of these guys' fights look very similar. Yeah, very clean from Relkin.
Yeah, and the farther blind is in the top left corner, kind of like Flip is a very nice. Yeah, very 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 clean fights.
Okay, I think both of these guys are getting like a 708 Thieves Town maybe, so not much movement in this split. Flip had a slightly worse overworld, but kind of cleaned it up with that nice Hellway dash.
Okay, actually, so you mentioned like the bomb count. So Flip has 7 extra bombs, and again, just as for how optimized like this run is in general, like the resources seem pretty tight. So like, is there a recommended number of bombs like going into like Ice Palace or like what it?
Get double bomb on Hammer Yump. I know both these guys' bomb counts are okay, but
Okay. I mean, it does seem like you can never have enough inventory, I guess, unless it's like the very very end of the game, in which case you actually want to get rid of your bombs as fast as possible. But like that being said, it takes time to collect resources. So like even though having one or two maybe extra ones are good, it may not necessarily be the time.
Top rock, top bush too.
Oh wow! I don't know if I've seen somebody lift the bush. Very very creative. Being able to, most people just lift the rocks. Flipheal, being the pioneer, decides to forge his own path.
Alright, yeah, so just a bit of a longer overworld sequence here to, you gotta pick up our Tempered Sword and some money to buy our flippers.
Yeah, everything is so affordable, except for the flippers, for some reason.
Alright, so Flip is out of required spin speed, so unless you can do a spin speed here on the screen that Relkin's on, which you're seeing him do. We'll see if Flip does it. This spin speed saves only like a couple frames. It's very optional.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not seeing. I think Flip is done. He can relax now.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting a fence dash. Very nice.
Yeah, and finally, Relkin also getting skull
bush. So rude.
Yeah. It is one of those things where okay. I mean, not from personal experience, so I really can't speak to that. But it does feel like it can be. I mean, off-putting is certainly a light way to put it, but it's just
that's actually the perfect word for it. Honestly,
off-putting.
It's just very off-putting. It's just unnecessary time loss. All right, Relkin going into the easiest room in the game here.
Easiest room in the game.
Oh, he gets his arrows in here, which is nice. Oh, that was nice. Very clean. Like, pushing up, going left at the exact right time to avoid the guy. That was... Oh. Love a good stature. And Flip's a little too far to the left here. Okay, we're fixing it. Very nice.
Yeah. And he also got a little bit of mummy interference.
Yeah, that was mean, yeah. Yeah, the enemy RNG has been slightly nicer to Relkin than Flip, with the exception of the Thieves Town Hellway, but I don't think that quite makes up for it. Ooh, nice hybrid. early ball. I don't even know what to call that. It's weird, but it works and it is fast. Flip going for the traditional. Another mean pattern on his side. That guy just went through his sword and hit him. Like, you gotta love to see that.
You got a fairy. Flip, I think, would like to avoid the fairy for what it's worth, even though he's down some health. But
well, if you used to have 2 more hearts, you might be like, oh, I wouldn't mind if that gets me. But with that amount of health, it's just not worth getting your beams back.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, we worked so hard, really dug deep in our pockets for that 10 rupees that we want to for our tempered sword. We're gonna use our tempered sword.
Both guys getting bad Fire Snake RNG there. Seeing relkin go for the safer strat in the hallway here. Flipheal going for the optimal strat. Looks very nice.
Yeah, very, very nice back in Skullwoods.
Yeah, so Mothula can be a little mean. He's got some patterns that are very hard to deal with and cost you a few seconds. Oh, relkin. Oh, that was very nice.
Very nice.
There was like kind of 50-50 on whether that last hit was going to count, but he got it.
Yeah, very nice metrics. You guys see that only one spike in the top right corner moved. Flip. Ooh, matching relkin. Very nice 9 out of 10 fight. Just goes to show you like the very nice speed. Both of course supported by relkin and Flipheal's skill, but also just very nice to have a tempered sword.
Yeah, so I think relkin pulled slightly further ahead. I don't know exactly what the lead is. Probably like 10 or 12 seconds maybe at this point. But now the game gets hard. Ice Palace, which is the next split, is a very challenging split. All right, we got 48, 36. Sorry?
You said after Hera, we could relax. That's what you told me.
Here, yeah, you can relax. It doesn't mean it's easy, you can relax.
Oh, okay. We can relax even though it's hard. I got you. Okay, all right. It's not inconsistent what you said. It does make sense. You can still be at a point where you can, things are fairly comfy. All right, relkin experiencing the lag that we all have come to expect, just with too many sprites and whatnot on the screen.
Oh, Flip! What are you doing?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay.
That was a bit of an error. Taking those hits is not great. You really want to have beams in ice, but he can make do with this. It's not too bad.
I like, by the way, have you ever watched Flipheal run? And like Rando specifically, one of his first lines before the race starts is "Good luck, have fun, dodge shields." So Flipheal is, even if you've seen his avatar, is a shield with a big no sign, and I do think it's fairly ironic that Flip was the one who used a shield to fend off the spear thrown by the moblin. Just saying.
That's a fair point. All right, so we got no quick fish on. Yeah, he's going for the heart there. It's a little tougher to get quick fish with his bush, so yeah, it's just plain safe. Yeah, Flip ideally he would get 2 more hearts on this overworld, but that's a lot to ask for. But even getting 1 more allows you to get your beams back before the conveyor room in Ice Palace, which is probably the room where they're most beneficial. You can pick up that rock, so that rock has a 50-50 chance of dropping a heart, as well as the bush he picked up before visiting the catfish, but he's getting unlucky.
Yeah, and I guess at this point you just kind of go without beams. Is that?
You can still, maybe if the crab gets in your way, you can get 1 back, but you're almost never getting back to beams at this point without losing way more time than it's worth.
Yeah, because I guess like that's kind of the trade-off is that you can try and spend time trying to get the 2 hearts back, so you can save time with beams in Ice Palace. Of course, a little more tacit benefit is that you get the extra health in addition, but then it also takes time, right, to go get your health. And so, is it going to be enough, right, to offset or still have a net positive gain on time saving with gains? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, relkin getting good RNG in the warp screen here before going onto the ice pile screen. There's some tricky patterns that can show up here. So Flip's stopping and picking up that. That's interesting. Oh, this is a weird pattern. He's firing. Okay, that's nice. That's good adaptation. So he's back to only down 1 heart. So he won't have beams for the start of Ice Palace, which ideally you would want, but he can get them back for when it like kind of really matters.
Yeah, and you can get a heart right before you enter conveyor room, right?
Yeah, you always get a heart in that room. Oh, you know what's left.
Okay.
Yeah,
Everything's fine.
Ideally, you would fire out that guy, but Flip can't because he fire out of the Zora, and that would put him down too much magic.
Yeah,
Okay,
relkin
getting a
definitely.
very nice reaction there.
Wow.
That was well done.
Yeah, these red baries. I guess that's just how the progression colors work. If it's redder versus blue as more powerful, in this case, like they get lived twice, and yeah, those little baries still do very much get in your way. So very well done by relkin.
Relkin coming to the Ice Palace bomb jump. Yeah, that looks good. Yep, he's got it.
How do you tell? I mean, I know you run this game also very well yourself.
Years
it's just
of
like,
experience.
I'm staring at the screen. It's like, okay, that looks good enough. But yeah.
Okay, so now you see Flip's got his beam back. We'll see what kind of RNG left moving conveyor. That's always nice to see. Right, let's see how Flip's doing. Oh, yeah, he's got a. I think we're. Oh, he faces left. Okay, that looks right, but I'm not 100% sure. He seems to be very sure, so I'll take his word for it. Relkin having quite a clean Ice Palace here.
I'm gonna say, yeah, his overworld was good. His Ice Palace inside was also very good, and we're coming up to Cold Stare, one of the arguably most punishing bosses to take a death on. I mean, there are other bosses. Like every boss fight it's not going to be cheap, but this one in particular, that one and probably Vitreous are the two ones that are really time-consuming.
Let's see what relkin menu mirror. We're going. That's got to be single poke.
Double?
It's a little sketchy. Yeah, be careful. He spun him a little bit too far to the right, but he cleaned it up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Honestly, with how good the rest of his Ice Palace was, his split time's not even that bad. It's like a 619. Like, that's not, at this level, not ideal, but, like, it's fine.
It's also a race, for what it's worth. So, like, yeah, like, you're probably maybe not so happy with it if you're, trying to make a PB run or anything like that. What is Flip doing?
What am I watching?
Wow.
That is new. That's got to be some bitey weirdness, right? Like,
yeah. Normally, I've only seen people spin closer to the left if they're trying to get some more like splash damage from the fire rod. Because I guess it's, I don't know, people say it's like easier or something, but in NMG, I almost certainly see them trying to spin it to the right, or at least if it's to the left, it's going to be upper left.
I guess it doesn't make a difference. Maybe I mean, it seemed to work out just fine. So, wait, whatever works, you're good.
I mean, he's got a 124-21, right? I really can't complain.
That's true. Yeah, okay, so I can see by Flip splits that we are going to see the same shopping, which is everything. Perfect. Well, I guess he could potentially do Ether and Myers, no shopping.
Yeah, rushing over to a Swamp Palace as fast as you can go. Relkin, unfortunately, got a little bit of Octorok interference right before it entered Dark World, but didn't want to take any chances. Oh, and a bong too? Oh no. Everything's fine. Yeah, so the benefit of this route, as you mentioned, kind of not going to Death Mountain and getting Ether and I guess presumably Ice Rod, is that you get to get your hook shot earlier, because that's the prize, of course, in the chronologically second Dark World dungeon. Certainly this coming before all like 3 other dungeons that we've done so far, is that you now don't have to do any more spin speeds.
Excellent. Another really good shield use on the Flip.
Yeah,
Flip, very,
2 for 2.
very happy about that.
Yes. I've definitely seen him in rando, and I guess this is more memeing, but whenever he ends up picking up a shield, either on his own accord, because you're just opening chests, right? Or if he accidentally gets it in pilot spoiler, he'll go and find a picket and get rid of the shield.
That was interesting. I wonder if that was on purpose to line up that quick warp.
Quick warps. I mean, if you can nail them, isn't that like half a second save? 34 frames, right? A little over
something
half
like
a
that.
second.
Yeah, it's like not nothing. Flip getting some mean RNG in that room too. Both these guys have Flip's got a what's that? A 647 swamp gold. That's pretty good.
I guess it can't be long swamp then, right? We're just getting
it's the same. Yeah, we're just seeing the same like straight up regular swamp.
That's good. I mean, we don't really want to spend that much extra time here in Swamp Palace, even though it is the. I don't know if you could. I personally consider Swamp Palace a little bit easier, quote unquote, than let's say like Pods. So in terms of difficulty, and maybe arguably like understandably so because it's a second dungeon that you're kind of expected to do. But at the same time, there are lots of things that just really are in your way to slow you down. The water lets you move makes you move slower. All the enemies, even though they're kind of just nickel and diming you at this point for health, every single time they knock you, they cancel your dash. You got to restart your dash. Got to reline up. You bleed time very, very easily in this dungeon, as opposed to like Pod, right, or Ice Palace. You're just kind of dead if you end up getting hit.
This might be my worst take, but in my opinion, Swamp is the second hardest dungeon behind Turtle Rock. Yeah.
Okay. What is your definition of hard though? My definition of hard is survival. So like, especially
not with respect to like consistency and doing it fast. Swamp is really hard.
There are a lot of things you can't control, right, in Swamp.
Yeah, I would say there's a surprising amount of things you can control if you react properly. Like there's like a bunch of different ways you can do every room based on the RNG that you're seeing, and knowing every single pattern and then doing it every single one like correctly is
sounds pretty difficult.
It's hard.
I guess maybe there's also just more. Well, I mean, every part is moving, but there are a lot more moving parts. I mean, so yeah, go ahead. Turtle Rock is kind of a dungeon. One of the certainly last things that we were doing, all the way kind of being on Dark Death Mountain, and so it's somewhat in a class by itself, or of course with some peers. But yeah, Swamp is it's complicated, I guess. Complex, maybe that's a better word for it.
Yeah, but lots of different another really nice split here in Swamp.
We can also see Relkin actually like taking again, just like what he did for the Baris. The Bari in Thiefstown. He's slashing his sword to time it such that when he eventually goes and dashes up through the Bari, he won't get electrocuted. Swamplicated. Oh, that's good. That was good.
Alright, yeah, Relkin stocking up on some ammo. That's always a good strategy in a race.
How do we get so different of arrow counts? I mean, I know that Relkin ended up picking up 10 arrows, so Flipheal will also have 18. Presumably, if he also does restock room, but the arrow count is quite different.
Yeah, both guys are fine. They got more than enough. All right, we're going into Argus. This is another challenging part. You're going to see both these guys go for the 0 cycle. Decent start for Relkin. He's got to get over to the left. Yeah, that was... he had to do 2... Oh, did he still get it?
Nice.
I think he might have still got it. That was a crazy
I did not expect that to actually still make the 0 cycle. So very well done on Relkin's side. Yeah, good cleanup as well for phase 2. So overall, pretty friendly.
Right, let's see how Flip's fight goes. Yeah, this looks clean.
Argus is so old.
Very nice.
Beautiful phase 1. You got time to spare. Oh, he got robbed.
That's the classic move. You poked him once too. Oh, it's so mean.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, very, very nice phase one. That definitely is the hardest one to be able to nail down. Now, I know, like, certainly in phase two, some people have different preferences. You kind of see both of them trying to do the double fire rod and then sword spin. Some people, even 123 runners, just take the 2-spin approach, even slower, but it is 100% consistent. You cannot mess up 2 spins. I mean, like, you can try to mess up 2 spins, but compared to everything else you can do, and if you're at this level of the game, it is effectively 100% consistent.
Alright, now we're climbing up Death Mountain to get our...
Oh no!
He's blocked. Yeah, this is always like the what do you do? Do you flute again? Or do you just kind of gotta wait?
Know.
There's nothing you can do.
8 seconds. 8 seconds, man. Longest 8 seconds of my life.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's okay for us, though. It's just only bringing this race closer together.
True. And we didn't lose health on Death Mountain, which is something that is a potential risk that you incur if you decide to go to Swamp first. Because you mentioned this before, when we're going over to Ice Palace, one thing we really like to have is health for sword beams. Mire is absolutely no different, probably even more stresso. To be able to have sword beams for Mire 2, it's the second room in Mire, and of course health is your most valuable resource that you can use in Mire.
Yeah, having beams going to Mire is like equally as important. Maybe not quite as having them going to ice. So Flip lost a heart, but he will have an opportunity to get one back on the ice rod screen that you see Relkin on by killing one of these crabs. Same way he did before Ice Palace. That looks fine.
Okay. I guess maybe the bomb timing is more lenient than I think it is, but I don't know. The Ice Palace screen is, to me, one of the most anxiety-inducing screens.
Yeah,
you just have so many crabs running around that you.
Flip, no, we're missing bird dashes.
Saves time until it doesn't save time. And again, I think Dwayne also is a subscriber to the I don't go to the Uber location. The Uber comes to me for like whatever ride shares. Okay, like you don't have to go to it.
I don't do that bird dash either.
Yeah, Flip also showing like so. Relkin didn't get any RNG in terms of like when you dash with the grass, you can also get guards, you can also get bombs, anything that will be there to kill.
Oh no, that's the opposite. Oh, that's the worst. When you're trying to get the heart back, you just face tank it.
Oh, too
hard. Like, he tank heart. He's still okay on health. He would probably wants to pick up a heart in Mire 2, which is the room Relkin's in right now. But you can see him getting a little frustrated at this point. Which you can't blame him for that.
Yeah. Well, so we want how many hearts do we want? Like, we need 3 hearts for this room that Relkin's in right now, or in order to get the small key off the spike chest.
Yeah. So like, I mean, Relkin can still have like 6 going to the basement, which is, or it's not Relkin, Flipheal, which is fine.
Okay. Yeah, I remember 7 is comfortable, 6 is okay, 5 is minimal if you still want to be able to do the normal tempered sword, I guess, like spin kill for Vitreous. But yeah, this is why you really don't want to lose health.
Yeah. Plus there is a 1 extra heart you can pick up at not much cost. So Relkin 105, 30 torches. He could still get a 124 if he plays quite well in the end game.
Would you have looked at some point, I guess, in your run, like at this point, kind of to check in on your opponent, to see in this case if I need the game out of my mind?
Yeah, I always look at that at some point. Nice 4 bomb draw for Flip. I'm sure he's very happy about that. So Flip's like, I don't know, like 40-ish seconds behind.
Unfortunately, did not get the Spark Gamble. We gambled one heart away. Relkin certainly can afford the health, but it was not a good damage boost either forwards or stay the same. Got a little backwards. There are 4 hearts for us on Vitreous.
He's got so much health. Relkin took an extra heart of damage there that most people wouldn't normally take because he has so much health.
Yeah, Relkin going into the basement on 7 hearts. Now, certainly the expectation is that we won't lose any more health before getting to Vitreous. That doesn't mean it's always going to happen, but
this ring that Relkin's going in, it can go off the rails if you kind of mess up your game block draw, Flip throwing his arms up in disgust at that bong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Relkin does this. He plays this room kind of safe, which actually I don't blame him for. I've had some disasters in that room.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, there's just some probably things that Relkin or people in general will do or won't do in a race that they would or would not normally do, like if they're just trying to make a PB run or something. All right, especially if Relkin, I'm assuming he does probably have a little bit of tab to know that he is maybe a little bit, so he's willing to play things a little bit safer. Again, like. So he doesn't have to necessarily take an unnecessary risk if he's can virtually guarantee his safety for Vitreous.
Yeah, true. Alright, Relkin into the Vitreous fight. Very clean start. Should be able to clean that up with one arrow. Very nice. Mm-hmm. Flip going
nice quick swap over.
Getting Spooky 1. And that looks clean. Very nice. Getting the dash too.
Yeah, being able the screen transitions are surprisingly. Oh, I don't know. Surprisingly, they're more costly than you think they're. The screen transitions in dungeons, I think, are something like 3 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds. So in order to be able to save some time, and you don't have to go up a screen, hit the switch, come down a screen. That's like 10 seconds, right? Something like that. It's pretty good for time save.
Flip's gonna have a bit of cleanup here to do.
Okay. We still made the 0 cycle.
That was very tight, but yeah, he got there, which is all that matters. Right, Relkin getting a 7-10 Mire with getting dead rocked. That is pretty good.
Could have just saved 8 seconds. Free gold next time if we're keeping track. Okay, all right. Both people have gotten the ice rod. We have not forgotten it. Menu just in case you forget it, you don't see it. Oh
yeah, nice.
It's okay. All right, there was
a good effort. Respect the effort there.
It was rush hour on our way to Waffle House. It's fine. Just gotta go a little bit earlier next time.
Ooh, that was a little scary, but that's fine. Okay, everything is okay. So making it to just into TR without incident is good enough.
Well, we're 2/3 the way there. We don't have to necessarily counter dead rocks before they hatch. Hopefully, we're definitely past the worst part of this.
Oh yeah.
Easy peasy. Easy, correct peg order.
nice job, Flip. That was very proud.
That was very nice.
Mad respect on the Waffle House action.
Yeah, actually, and Flip is certainly on track to go into Turtle Rock with full health as well, similar to Relkin, and we're going to see the power of sword beams, potentially. Being able to slash a sword and fire off the sword beams on the conveyor belt is pretty free, like you're not doing anything else. So, and there's no reason for you to leave the Baris alive if they don't have to be. It's like right there, right? I mean, I don't know. He could have moved away from you. You don't have to take that risk. We're not into making new friends at this point.
Yeah, well, Relkin take an extra hit there, but he should still. He's got to be change up strat a little bit right here. Nicely done. He walked further to the left and walked down further to adjust for the timing to not to take an extra hit.
Yeah, and you mentioned in Castle Tower when they were both trying to dash kill the guards in the third room of Castle Tower. This is all for this moment right here. 1 hour later, 50 minutes later.
Yep,
thank you, Fairy. And Magic,
Oh yeah, very nice. See what kind of chomps energy. Oh, that is friendly.
Wow. Yes. Thank you, iframes. Yeah, but very, very well done for relkin.
Ooh, Flip a little late on his dash there. Gonna have to improvise. Yeah. It's okay. He can still. Oh, he's just mirroring. He actually has good timing here to do his normal shred out, but I don't blame him for switching to mirror. It's only about 3-second time loss, and like at this point, you're like 50 seconds behind, and like now that relkin's through chomps, there isn't really like a 50-second mistake to be made. It's either like a 2-minute mistake or like a 10-second mistake. So you kind of, if he wants to win this race, he kind of needs relkin to have a bit of a disaster. So he might as well just kind of try to play safe and consistent.
Yeah. And that's actually maybe one thing that people, I don't know necessarily if it's like top of mind, in that like if you're just consistently behind, you're like, okay, I can't get the safety, I can't afford this, I gotta play aggressive because I gotta make up time, right? And at some point, you're absolutely correct. Like sometimes whatever you do is almost to some extent like out of your hands, and so the best you can do for yourself at that point is to just play your game and survive, and then your opponent will either do something bad, in which case you will be in a very good position because you will have survived and now maybe ahead because maybe your opponent, not relkin, had unfortunate mishap, or there was nothing you could have done in this case to make up 40-50 seconds of ground.
You see Flip getting the optimal but hardest RNG in the room before getting to the big key chest and executing it very well.
Somehow we are... Well, okay, we did get a fairy refill, but still, like, being this high health is not, I would say, normal.
For double
nice.
optimal.
Oh, nice.
Flip,
so good.
Too bad he messed up that roller room, right? This would be a nice TR gold to get with that RNG.
Yeah, that mirror was basically just god pokies right there. Alright, relkin through laser bridge. And yeah, we're just gonna go P-try next. One of the last obstacles in his path before GT. I have heard that the ice rod is somewhat unreliable. Most reliable with temper sword and above, so hopefully it'll just work.
Wonder if relkin goes for the poke. No.
Looks like no. It's pretty classic Trinex kill. Yeah, Flippy also had a little bit of some interactions with the hard hat beetle. There is a reason why they put the pink one at the very end of the game, because at this point, if you have temper sword, even gold sword, you can just kind of one-shot the blue beetle. So you really gotta put the pink one in to really give yourself, give yourself a harder time.
Yeah, pretty respectable.
Yeah, no ice on the floor for relkin certainly, and then Flipheal is very much on track. Yeah, the ice head is down, so yeah, and like there are, I guess, like other time-saving improvements that you can make, in that if you can somehow like double poke him or something, you can save like one fire rod shot, so you do save on the magic time refill, which at this level and above it becomes non-trivial. Like before, like if you're going for, I'm not saying that no time gain is insignificant, but when there's not a lot of reason for you to consider like magic refill and heart refill frames over, let's say, having a more consistent Colster fight, having better movement. But here it's like, where can I squeeze out more time that I haven't already squeezed out before?
Yeah, I mean, that TR strat is like a quarter of a second, and it is one of the harder ones to get.
I think there's also like other things in GT, right? Like, do you think Relkin goes for spike skip? Isn't that like 10 seconds?
Yeah, I think he goes for spike skip.
10 seconds, 10 frames, something like this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I've never done it.
Yeah, so Vulcan's in GT, and you can see him skip the torch small key. So we do need one of the 3 that's available to us. The first one available to us is the torch one. Arguably, a lot of people go get that one because it's safer, most consistent. You've bonked so many times in the game before. Surely you can bonk one more time and get the torch key. On the other hand, you can get the one upstairs, or one of the ones upstairs, and that's a second gain. And again, second may not necessarily mean a lot at the, let's say, like 120, 190, and ask type of situations, but at the at the 123, 124, 1 second is a lot of time.
Indeed. Let's see what flip. Yeah, I'm assuming these guys are gonna get the same keys.
Yeah. Here's to see Relkin bypassing the aptly named rando room, because we don't go there unless it's rando. By the way, does that room have a name in the prac hack? Like, can you actually go in that room or start in that
I'm
room?
sure you can go in there, but no,
Okay.
there's not a preset for that room. That's for sure.
Okay. There's some really great names in the prac hack. If you ever look at some of the rooms, Slugula's room, I think is one. There is like some of the rooms in Castle Tower, like Room of Sadness or something, or like is there Room of Happiness? There's a lot of different. Yeah.
Let's see what Armo strat, the 3 up, 2 left. Yeah, that's a nice comfy strat. Rock kind of messed up his menu because he's got so many bombs. Like, both these guys got more bombs than you want to have at this point, but that's kind of what you do in a race. It's just pick up everything and not worry about it.
All right, Relkin actually he got the arrows right before dropping into Ice Armos, and so no need to go get the left chest, which is also something you kind of commonly see people get. Is either you get the ones before you drop in. There's also arrows in the pot if you really need them, or you basically get the one right behind the chest.
We've seen both guys get the mic arrows.
Or I guess
Flip
maybe
Flip had to get them, but
yeah. I was gonna say, I think Flip's actually gonna get the arrows behind the big key too.
Yeah,
right?
he's gonna get both.
Yeah. Very nice.
I mean, if you really want a game, you can go up with 6, but it's ill-advised.
We can just be safe. Yeah. I mean, the mimics do drop arrows for what it's worth, and I have seen. Again, maybe this observation bias. Mimics drop arrows more often than I might expect them, because every drop is still 50-50. However, that being said, the moment you start depending on that, say like, oh, surely I'll just get a drop, is the moment that they're just never going to drop anything, and then you're just sad.
I'd like to point out Relkin getting rightfully punished for not going for Ganimals. What was that Mimics one on flip side? I'm seeing some new things.
New.
That was cool. That looked really fast. I've never seen that before. Yeah, nice. Relkin recovering nicely in that room in the gauntlet there.
Yeah, got him. Oh.
Just missed that by a hair.
Nice splash damage though on the keeping spooky. So you can basically just get the skeleton instead of trying to chase him around. Very, very annoying in that room to be able to have to do so. Nice one cycle.
That was a very clean G2 on flip side, getting bad RNG here, but you just got to go around the circle.
Nope, we love carousel. Got the horsies and everything.
Oh, getting blasted. I hate it when that happens. Sometimes that's just impossible to avoid.
Ooh, Flipheal using arrows. Very nicely done. I've certainly seen that. Not wanting to use magic for that. You nail it with an arrow. Very well done. So you basically have a little bit of extra magic buffer here. Yeah, but very well done on the flip side. Yeah, Relkin though, 1 fire rod shot down. You can pick up this magic before lighting the torch.
Yeah, I wonder if I'm assuming Relkin's watching the race, because if he is, he'll probably do damageless strats through these 2 rooms. Yeah.
Yep, trying to get rid of as many bombs as we can. This is the quick swap of NMG, the vanilla game, where you can't get rid of your bombs. You can't just use L and R to swap over to the hook shot. So what's the next best thing? Just get rid of all your bombs, and then if you don't have any more bombs, the game just automatically puts you on hook shot, and you're good to go. Nice time save.
Yeah, pretty clean Moldorm 2 on Relkin's side.
Yeah, I think this is also maybe one of those reasons why people, especially in the large variety pack, right? Everyone's like, okay, I want the fairy, I want the magic because it's very nice for Turtle Rock. That 20 rupees is kind of like, you know, whatever. And then if you're on the 8 bomb price pack, like, I don't know, no, I can't take this. Oh no, Flip!
Just having a party in this room. When this room goes off the rails, it is tough to get it back.
Yeah, and I guess we do need the magic, right, for Torch Glitch at the end.
I mean, you can fight Ganon with half a magic fire. Like, if you're people who hover sometimes will just not get the magic at all.
Okay, so ultimately, at the end of the day, Relkin is just leaving Agatu when Flip is entering, so kind of changing the guards. But yeah, Relkin's on. You said that we still can make 124 potentially?
No, not anymore.
No, okay.
At Mire Torches we could have, but this GT I think was just not quite. I mean, he hated playing like extremely well. And this was an okay GT, but not a really, really good one.
Yeah. But still looks very consistent. Relkin is on pace to at least take the win for Flipheal if things go as projected. $130 Ganon can in fact happen. Never count your fire baths before they hatch. Alright, looks good though for Relkin's for phase 1 and 2. Oh my gosh! Oh no, Relkin! Oh no! Oh, we are tied?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like down to warps now.
Oh my gosh. I regret saying many things. Okay, so do warps change?
Well, I mean, it's not seeded anyway, right?
So
okay,
good point. Good point. Yeah, good point. I did forget about that. We don't want to be here all night too much. All right, but it's okay. It's very imperative that
be careful. You got enough hits.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like half a second. No, maybe like a second right now. Okay. Oh, okay. So Relkin's a warp behind. He's still a warp behind. Okay, now everything's tied.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we're coming back.
He's still moving on Flipheal's side. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god! He's brought it right back. It's just all gonna come down to phase 4 now. So I don't
still using Fire Rod. Impressive.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, dude.
Malcolm's now 2 hits ahead. Him going for they got like similar RNG and Relkin was just more aggressive.
They still have to nail their phase 4s, right? Like every single missed spin for Silverless his, like that's in that like 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, but Relkin's like 6 seconds ahead now.
Oh my gosh. A death on Ganon. Oh. Everyone, it sucks, but okay, you go through phases 1 and 2, and then phase 3 is like just like whatever, really? And then you gotta make sure you get Torch Glitch.
Really
and
nice recovery on Relkin's side there.
Frick. All right, yeah, Relkin sword up. Flipheal literally just beat Ganon. Super close race, but big GGs to Relkin. 126 flat.
That was an adventure.
Wow.
My goodness.
Okay, sorry. 126.01. Flipheal 126.11. 10-second difference. Oh my gosh.
Well, at least we made it interesting at the end.
It was, yeah. That was not the ending I was expecting.
let's see if we can. Looks like Relkin's in the waiting room, so I'm assuming we'll get to talk to him, see what Flip decides to do. Honestly, up until that Ganon fight, it was like a pretty respectable Dark World that Relkin was putting together too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it sounds like we are joined by Relkin. GG. Thank you for keeping it interesting at the end there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I told Flipheal.
It was intentional. I gotcha. Yeah. I gotcha.
We were actually in a voice call together, and I was just like, that's never happened before.
Well, first
that was weird. Like you got a double hit from like the bat spinning. I don't know. That seemed like very, very strange.
I didn't even hit Ganon too, so it was an extra salt in the wound.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, there was like the Light World was probably not your favorite, but that was a pretty decent Dark World up to Ganon. Like even getting Dead Rocked in Mire, like there was some good splits in there.
Yeah,
I'm glad someone had good splits in this run.
Yo, Flip, GG's.
Yo, GG's.
I would like to point out, Flip, that you used your shield twice during this run. Relkin used it 0 times.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Flip. You had I mean, I learned some things in your run. You got some interesting strats that I've never seen before. Plus, we're on the edge of our seat in that Helmasaur fight. That's for sure.
Oh my!
I can explain why when you stopped, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna slash him with his sword now, and then he just immediately cornered you in the bottom left. Like, what were you thinking at that point?
I have no idea. I just, you know what I mean. I had the spin seed, but I was just like, if he comes down and like I can't move, you know what I mean. I just figured it'd be safe to spin or something at that point. But yeah, I just, you know what I mean. Like sometimes you knock, like if he goes like right to the bottom, then like I wouldn't be able to hit him, and it just. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of panicked too. Like I said, I took one hit in the turtle. It's just, yeah, it got really ugly at different points.
Yeah, but it is a race, and that is the way she goes sometimes. I guess you guys were in a voice call, Relkin said, so you knew where you're at pretty much, both of you, the whole time.
Yeah, basically, and like I said, it was actually, we were chilling and stuff. It was. Basically, it just it was one weird missed input that kind of like I don't know. I guess like I started like not having as much fun. It was when I got hit on the way to ice, and I didn't dash up for some reason, and that red guard hit me.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of like took me out of the run for a long time.
Yeah, we could see because we can see your camera on the ZSR feed. You seem to get like visibly a bit more frustrated, very understandably, right? When things start to go wrong and you get frustrated, and then you make more mistakes, it's kind of a cascading effect that I understand for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I was just happy I was able to bounce back by the end though.
Yeah, like that was a good GT, decent TR as well.
Yeah, I think if I had,
sorry, I'll go for a Flip. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say if I didn't miss that dash input in the roller room, like that was probably like close to goal pace.
Yeah, because you got the perfect poke RNG on both sides, right? That was interesting too.
But yeah, it's clear, Mouse. You were saying. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Oh no. I was just actually curious. Like, so, do you normally do this for cold stare when you like spin into the left?
Yeah, I just it's a self-created strat. It's sometimes you have to deal with cold stare puff lag, but it's generally as good as the other strat. I could never get the handle of the double poke or the single poke, and I just hated it. So I just kind of like came up with my own thing.
Nice.
It's fun when it works. It almost worked that time. But it wasn't bad enough to like have any significant damage on the run at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was pretty
yeah. Sorry,
chill.
go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty chill time though. I mean, we were each having our own struggles with each other's runs, and just good to commiserate sometimes when things don't go your way. It's less isolation. Like, man, I'm just having the worst time right now. You know, like, get me through this run. Just let me finish.
Yeah, from our perspective, it was a great race to watch, right? Like both of you probably weren't super happy with the light world, but like you were tied at the pyramid after Aga, so it was still a lot of fun to watch and commentate.
Yeah, and I'm not too beat up about the Ganon death because the 124 was dead before dropping into Ganon. I'd ruined it with GT.
Yeah, like
So.
we were saying, admired torches. You had to play really well, but you definitely could have still gotten there from then.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun time. Thanks for asking for the voice call because, yeah, like I said, it's fun. I was, Malcolm was like, "Oh, how you feel about voice chat?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, it's fun." Like I said, I actually for the qualifier, like I really only had time like for one or two, and yeah, Body was just randomly like, "Hey, you want to like chat?" And I'm like, "Yeah." For some reason, I feel like I do better in a voice call because less. You don't have the small stuff doesn't bother you as much because you just kind of have fun and hang out with people. It's cool.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this was a ton of fun to be able to watch you guys very close for the vast majority of the race, especially the end. And yeah, thank you guys so much. It was really fun time.
Yeah, I had a
And
great
sorry,
time.
Clear Mouse. I think we both had 4 cycles. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I
for each
mean,
of us.
yeah,
Rough
it
times.
doesn't. No, I mean, it doesn't matter the quality as long as the attempt was made in earnest, and you both used the bow. So
Yeah.
The attempt in an NMG, the attempt will always be made in earnest because we're trying to go fast.
Yeah. Well, Flip,
So.
your Lambo RNG was just abysmal. I thought you did pretty good with what you got there.
Yeah, I missed an arrow, like 2 hours in the beginning, which stunk. And maybe if I didn't miscount the one guy, I could have saved 3. But yeah, I think I did all right with what I had. So it's good enough.
Yeah, that's all I got. The GGs again, guys, and thanks for the great race, and good luck in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt and Mouse for commentary. Matt, I miss you. I wish you could have joined this league.
Me too, but it's the way she goes sometimes.
Yeah, he's here on commentary. All right, that's arguably just as good.
It's a start,
so.
right? It's a start.
Yeah. Okay, true.
Is that like another
into it?
Another way of saying he's here in spirit? He's here in commentary.
Oh, I mean, he's literally here, right?
Well, listen, nobody wants to watch me play the game right now. Trust me. So it's a better spot.
Oh no, streams are still very much enjoyable. But yeah. But thanks, big thanks, Flipheal and Relkin. Very fun race to be able to watch. Yeah, and thank you again, Matt. Really glad that this was able to happen.
Yeah, always
of course,
pleasure.
baseball. Yeah, baseball. Thank you so much being able to comment for restreaming this. Really glad that you were able to just make all this happen.
You're welcome. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad NMG is back. I love doing these restreams. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks runners for running. There is another restream happening in 20 minutes. That's going to be on, I'll paste the channel in the chat for y'all on a link to the past restreams. Yes, thank you. That'll be on in 20 minutes. I don't think they're live yet, so we're not going to raid over there. But yeah, go check that race out when it starts. I'm going to send us over to Meowski in the meantime, who is doing some NMG runs at the moment. So hope you enjoy that. And we'll see you next time. Bye.